What's up, Internet? This is Rambling Josh, and you're watching another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy Tactics. Last time I went over my preparations for Nelveska Temple, but I'm going to give a quick recap. So first off, Ramza and Tim, basically I just want them to be able to do as much damage as possible. How they do that isn't really important. Brett, I want a kind of combination of magic attack and speed boosting equipment. I gave him the light robe instead of the wizard robe just because I do actually want him to have a little bit of health. And I think his magic is okay at 14. And also he has magic attack up and math skill. Math skill being the calculator ability. Jessica I won't be using. Liza needs move find item, and item is a good thing for her to have. I also made her a Lancer because they have a high jump, and between that and the Germanus boots, she has a jump of 5. And she needs to have a jump of at least 5 as well as move find item. And that's about it. So let's get this thing started. So your positioning for this fight does actually matter a little bit. So I'll put Ramza about there, Tim over there, Brett in this kind of back corner here, and Liza in the other corner. And for our 5th party member, we want to use either Race or Worker 8. Personally, I'm going to go with Race, just because she's a little bit faster. Why exactly we're using a monster type creature thingy for this fight rather than Jessica, I will go over in due time. Now this fight is pretty tricky just because there's lots of bad things to deal with here. There's this guy, Worker 7, who is quite similar to Worker 8. He's got lots of health, and he's really good at doing lots of damage in a really big hurry. Well, not a big hurry, he's kind of slow, but he can do lots of damage. And we got those 3-headed dragon thingies that are like literally right on top of us from the get-go. Those are called Hyudras, and they are some of the most nasty enemies in the game. And in the back there are 3 birds called Cockatoris. Cockatoruses? Cockatori? And they're not super strong, but they're really good at like flying down and like focusing their attacks on one party member and doing lots of damage in a hurry. Now for the time being, I just want Ramza to wait. Now, if you just want to finish this fight, just focusing down Worker 7 isn't too hard. You see here Liza turns into a chicken just because she has 9 brave. So her getting attacked just like activated like a brave check or whatever. And since her brave happened to be at 9, she turned into a chicken. Which is why I want her brave to be at 10. But we can fix that later. Ramza actually got hit by a foxbird in a random battle recently, so gotta fix his brave a bit too. Now then, with Brett, I actually want to use the math skill, calculator ability. First, I want to explain a little bit how it works, because it's a little confusing. Basically, there's 2 types of calculator abilities. First, there's CT level, experience, and height, and those are like units of measurement. And then there's prime number, 5, 4, and 3, and those are multipliers. So you use one of each to determine what you are actually hitting. So in this case, we want to use height and prime number, and that means that anything that is at a height that is a prime number will get hit by the spell that we choose. And the spell pool that you can pull from is all of the priest, wizard, time mage, and oracle spells that character already knows. So in this case, I'm attacking everything at a height that is a prime number, and I want to hit them with Holy. Where's Holy? There's Holy. And as we can see, there's a little green glowing thing underneath the two Hyudras, which is Brett's primary purpose in this fight. So, instant Holy, no wait time, no mana cost on both of those Hyudras. Now, their positioning is rather unfortunate for a couple of reasons. First off, two of the items that I need to get with Move Find Item are actually on top of those pillars. So on one hand, while they're standing there, you can't actually move on top of those pillars. So that's kind of unfortunate. Now they're dead, and I have to wait for them to crystallize before I can move on top of those pillars. But we can manage. Are these things weak to anything? No. That's unfortunate. I was kind of hoping that Rays would be able to actually kill one, but it would appear that is not the case. Oh well. Let's have Tim murder one of these birds. And Ramza kill another one. Now normally what I would do here is have Liza move on top of this pillar, but the thing is there, so I can't do that right now. And the way we do that is it's 7 up, Liza has 5 jump, and Worker 8 or Race actually are interesting in that you can use them as kind of like a springboard to get up to a higher height. You can actually step on top of them. You can't like stop on top of them, but you can like jump from them onto something higher up, and they count as 2 height. So between the 2 height from that and the 5 jump that Liza has, you could get on top of this pillar. For now though, I think I'm going to see if I can kill this bird. Jump maybe? That would do enough damage. Well, what's your name first? Echo. Echo is going quite soon. Okay. So I think actually rather than try and kill you, I'm just going to use an X potion on her. Now the reason I'm using Race instead of Worker 8 is just because she's a little bit faster. And I want her to be able to like actually get a turn, since she has to like move between the pillars and stuff. So I think what I'm going to do now is try and speed break Worker 7. Well, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. Okay, let's put... Actually, let's attack first. Okay, good dragon. And let's put Race back in her spot. So now at this point, all the creatures I actually want to kill are dealt with. So now it's just a matter of kind of stalling for time, while I wait for the Hyudras to crystallize and do everything else that I want to do. I just revived him, you jerk. Okay. Let me just look at my notes real quick. So we got the 2 items on top of the pillars here. There's 2 other items I'm interested in as well. One is... Oh, hold on. I've got a list of like coordinates for them. So one is right about here, and the other one is, let's say 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, right there. I don't know if it's on top or like inside the temple, But anyways, now I basically just gotta move my Lancer to them, so I'm gonna speed things up a little bit. Mostly because there's not a whole lot interested in going on at this point. So I'm gonna keep speed braking Worker 7, just because kind of the same principle as Elmdor, really. Same reason that I did to hit to Elmdor, because you know, the slower the one bad guy left is, the easier he is to deal with. Of course, Ramza, having 2 swords equipped, is able to use speed break twice on the same turn, and Tim managed to fail twice to revive Brett with like an 85% hit chance. So I guess now we're gonna have to give Ramza a shot at it. But yeah, so Ramza can hit speed break twice in the same turn, and unlike against Elmdor, he actually has a decent Zodiac compatibility with Worker 7, so it actually works against him. So that makes it a lot easier to reduce his speed. I mean, he's kind of slow to begin with, but you know. And using Brett to keep haste up on Liza from a distance with math skill, because you know she's the only one I really care about, you know, actually doing stuff at this point. So it makes sense for her to be fast about it. So I guess I got the coordinates for the first item a little bit off. You have to fix that. So it's down here. No. So try and get a raise in the ready position. Heal ourselves up a little bit with punch arts. Might as well, for something to do. So I guess the coordinates actually say that the X, so to speak, is at 1. So I guess it's like 1 spot over. Yeah. Okay. So there we got the Sasuke knife, which is a ninja sword, which I don't think it's actually that good, to be honest. I don't think it's much stronger than the spell edge that you can just buy, but it's there. It might actually be the strongest ninja sword in the game, which, considering how not strong it is, isn't really saying a whole lot, but whatever. So at this point I'm pretty much just waiting, since I don't really have a whole lot that my other guys can even do. Move Raze over to the other side of the pillar so that Liza can jump up from that side without having to like go around to the other side of the pillar before jumping up. Just might save a couple turns, you know, might as well. Can't quite make it this turn. So we move up top here, and we get to the javelin. But you may have noticed that it looks a little bit different than a normal javelin. And that is because it is a little bit different than a normal javelin. You gotta keep Raze beside the pillar, because we need Raze to actually be able to jump down from the pillar. So move Raze back over the other pillar, and we will move to the inside of the temple, because that's where we find the Nagra Rock. It is not, in fact, on top of the temple. The Nagra Rock, I believe it's considered, I don't know if it's a knight sword or a normal sword. It's a really weird weapon, though. I'll go over all these weapons and stuff in more detail later. And there we get the Escutia. And just like the javelin, it looks a little bit different than a normal Escutia. And that is because it is a little bit different than a normal Escutia. So now we just gotta kill Worker 7. And apparently Dragon Breath attacks don't work on him, assumedly because he doesn't have any faith. And when you kill this guy, he tries to self-destruct, but he fails, and just manages to revive himself with 1 HP. Which luckily is pretty easy to do 1 damage. So just bop him on the head, and he turns into a Zodiac Stone. That is, in fact, the Cancer Zodiac Stone. And with that, I leave you here for today on Let's Play Final Fantasy Tactics. Catch you later.